Hey guys, my name is Chantal. I'm the founder of the Mama Mystique. I support women in their journey through pregnancy, postpartum, trying to conceive, and all the things in between. I'm a birth doula in training, and I also have a company called Lavendula Skincare, which is all natural body oils for pregnant and postpartum women. And today I want to talk to you guys about pain relief during labor, particularly if you're doing a home birth. So I want to talk about some of the more natural pain relief methods that are available. And I think that when it comes to having a pain-free birth, it really starts with your preconception, just making sure you have the optimal diet, you have the optimal nutrition, you're taking a really good prenatal, you make sure all your minerals, your mineral stores are up to date, you're taking omega-3, your body is in a state of relaxation, your nervous system is in a state of relaxation. And some of those things that are also important for having a pain-free labor are also important for getting pregnant. So if you're trying to conceive, it benefits both ways. But say once you're already pregnant, one of the biggest things for having a pain-free labor, I believe, is receiving chiropractor care throughout your pregnancy. So basically, not only to help balance your nervous system and your spine and your pelvis, but also to help the baby get in the best position. So I'm actually a believer that if you have any sort of pelvic dysfunction or trauma stored in the body, especially in your pelvis area, it can actually make labor much more painful than it would be had you not had that. And say you do have that, it's best to deal with it before you get pregnant, before you go into labor, because I believe that will add to the pain. So working on, trauma stored in the body, stored in the hips, being in fight or flight mode, your nervous system being out of whack. Those are all things that are super important. They can be addressed while you're pregnant, but of course it's going to be harder. So my suggestion is, find a great chiropractor. There's different ways to release stored trauma in the body, but I wouldn't recommend doing that while you're pregnant. This is, say, pre-conception, but releasing the trauma, seeing a good chiropractor, making sure your pelvic floor is stable, things like that. And I truly believe that it's important to space pregnancies and see the pelvic floor therapist to make sure that your pelvic floor is sturdy and stable and strong to support a pregnancy. So say you're already pregnant, getting regular chiropractor care throughout your pregnancy. And then one of the things that I did was I got a Mayan massage, like an abdominal massage, which helps to position the baby in the best position possible for labor and delivery. There's spinning babies, which is a series of exercises and moves that you can do to position your baby ideally. There's a large number of supplement herbs that you can take, like red raspberry tea, to sort of tone your uterus, prepare your body for labor. Eating dates, that really helps soften your cervix. So I think that all these things that are things that you can do to prepare to help labor be less painful. And say once you're already in labor, so how can we relieve pain when you're in labor naturally? One of the best methods is, doing a water birth. So the water helps to relax your body. It feels very good for mom when you're in labor. You could, if you don't have a water tub, even just going under a hot shower and letting the water cascade on your lower back. There's different positions and moves that you can do with the help of a doula that will help relieve some of the pain. Your partner, your doula, can apply counter pressure, massage, you can use heat. There's something called a TENS machine, which is actually something that helps to relieve pain during labor as well. It's all natural. And you know, there's actually a lot of different ways, and we created, my skincare company Lavendula Skincare created a birth oil, which is the massage oil to be used during labor. It contains clary sage essential oil, which actually helps to induce labor. It helps to increase the oxytocin level. It helps to relax mom, and it can help labor be less painful. It can help more regular contractions. It can be used as perennial, I don't know how to pronounce this word, which is embarrassing. Perennium massage, something like that. But you know, the massage when you're actually in the pushing phase, but you can also use it when you're to term and you're trying to prepare your body for labor. You can do that massage using the oil. Because it contains clary sage, it's not recommended to do it unless you're, you know, okay with going into labor. You have to be to term basically. So that's the one disclaimer, because it can actually induce contractions, the clary sage oil. But yeah, so for me personally, when I was giving birth, one of the best things for me was the massage and the water birth, like having the birthing tub. It felt so good. And this is when I did my home birth with my daughter, and I didn't have any options for any sort of pain relief, even though it was so painful and I was asking to go to the hospital. I was asking for Tylenol, and my midwife offered me like an arnica tablet, and I was like, no, I don't think that's gonna cut it. But yeah, there's just, like, when you look at pregnancy, you want to look at it through the whole spectrum, and I believe there's so much that can be done in preconception and during your pregnancy to help the labor not be as painful. And I believe that's why some women, you know, experience childbirth as easier than others. For me personally, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, I found childbirth to be extremely painful. I'm not one of those people that didn't get an epidural, didn't get medicine, and says that, you know, oh, it was like this like amazing experience. Like, it was crazy. Like, I don't know how it can be when you're in transition. Like, I was throwing up. Like, the pain is just, it's it's a lot. So be prepared, but I believe you can do it. And for me personally, I only started receiving chiropractor care near the end of my pregnancy, and I believe that there's a lot of things I could have done to make it less painful had I done the proper planning. So my number one tip would be, make sure you do your proper due diligence, your proper planning before you get pregnant, while you're still pregnant, you know, do all the things. And hopefully you can have a successful natural birth with very little pain. And despite the fact that my birth was painful, the pain didn't last that long. Everything is temporary, including pain. And before you know it, I was pushing, my daughter came out, and it was pure bliss. So I will say, personally, I didn't find the pushing to be painful. It was more tiresome, but the painful part was really the contractions. And that's when I was getting the counter pressure, doing the positions in the water, doing all the things to withstand the pain. But yeah, I believe it totally toughens you up. So it gets you ready for motherhood. But yeah, so those are my natural pain relief options. Just the ones that I know off the top of my head. I'm sure there's many more. Comment down below the ones that you have used or know of. And I will do another video on pain relief in the hospital setting, which is totally different. Okay, bye.